Hi EAP, and welcome back after your October half-term break. Hope you all had a good rest. Give your brain a rest. Get ready for another term of EAP and whatever other course you're on. I personally went saw a few fireworks. I did a bit of pumpkin trekking with my 2-year-old, and yeah, just generally switched off for a week, which was really nice. But we're back in now, and I just wanted to, before we go into next term, I just want to make sure that we're all familiar and on board with the online content. So the majority of us, even if we're doing toggled or we're online or half online and half not, even if we're all in person, we're going to have to need to know how to do the things that I'm going to show you. Okay, excuse me. So I'm just going to example them now. So you should have all received an email on Friday, possibly Thursday before the half term. We broke up for half term with the link, which is on the screen now. Okay, so you have an email from EAP or myself saying, welcome back, and with this link to your Google Classroom. So even if you're in person, we're going to need to have access to the Google Classroom. Everything is now online on EAP. Even if you're having in-person sessions, you'll still do some online stuff in the classroom. Okay, so just an example, I've just put the link up on a Google Documents up here. So I'm just going to click through an example of the things that we need to do and be familiar with. So you'll have this link in your student email account or whatever email account is attached to your Petroc account ID. Okay, so I'm going to click into that, and clicking on that link will take you into EAP Classroom. All right, so this is term 2. So from today all the way up until the end of, or the middle of December. We've got, I think we only get 5.5 weeks for this term, so it's I think it's the shortest term we have. So we are just going to look at how to access the content if you're online, even if if you're in person. No matter what, we're going to be using the same content now, so we don't have different online content to in-person content. It's all the same. Okay, so click on that link, and it will take you to EAP Term 2. This is the classroom for this year, for this term. So what I need first of all to do, I do have physical workbooks as well, but one of the first things we need to do is make a copy of the workbook, which you will then save to your student drive. So the very top line, EAP Term 2 Docs and Workbooks, there is the EAP Term 2 workbook. If you just open that one, there are instructions on there for you, but if you just go into that one, this is your the term book for the whole term. Okay, so this will take you all the way through to December. Again, you will have a physical copy if you want to write it down as well. But and if you're in person, it might be easier just to write it down rather than getting Chromebooks out. But if you're online or toggled, or if you're in a blended session, so half online, half in person, you've got access to both. Okay, so but what we need to do, because this is just a blanket, the template copy on the system, we just need to go here, and then we just click, so File, Make a Copy. Okay, and then if you could just put EAP term, and then put your name after it. Okay, and then save that to the EAP folder that you should have created in your last term. Okay, so if you haven't done that already, please make sure you do. So you need to create an EAP folder that you'll save all your work to, and this workbook. So once you've done that, save it to your folder, your Google folder, EAP folder in your Google Drive, and that's it. You can start working on it. And you, rather than keep going into this copy, you'll always go into the copy that you've made with your name on it. Okay. So that's that bit. The other thing I wanted to show you was online registers. Okay, so if you are working online for any session, if you're in person, you don't need to do this. But if you are at the moment working online, or any other session working online, you need to provide us with a register mark for yourself for if you're working online. So to do this the slide that I'm about to show you will be at the start of every single presentation, or every single session, every unit that we do. All right. So I'll just open up the first unit for this term, which is social media and you. And then the next slide on from the title screen will always be this slide here. They look a bit different sometimes, but you'll always have these links. So, for instance, if you are Group CA, you're working online on a Monday from 9 to 11, you'll click on that link. Okay, so they're all links, so they all link to a shared document which you'll all have access to. And then just follow the instructions there. Okay, so I've given an example here. So what we need to do every time we're working online, every single session that we're logging in, so at the same time ideally that you should be taking your in-person session, you would fill this register out. So go to that part of the presentation, the second slide in, click on the link that applies to you, whichever session that is, and then fill out this form for me. All right, so you only just need to put your name. So I've put an example there. Once you've that's fine. Once you've done that, if you could then go back into, once you've completed your work, you press the tick button. So you'll go back into, once you've completed your work, you go back into that register, and then you click the tick mark for when you've completed the work. All right, and that will give us a better idea of like you guys logging in and actually completing the work. Okay, so that will happen every single online session. Okay, and I think for now, let me just go back to the Google Classroom. So yeah, all the online content. So we're working through 3 units. This it's only again a 5.5 week term, so we'll it's a little bit shorter. So we're working through 3 units this term. So social media and digital safety, money management, and being healthy. All right. So some are 2 weeks long, some are 3 weeks long. Okay. So I think that's about it. So when you come in, when you log, what I'll do is I'll add it to the stream as well. But you can just pick up from where you left off your last session online. So once you've finished a unit and you've ticked off your register mark, where it's all in a chronological order. So you'll know where to pick up your next online session. If you've got an in-person after a digital session, you'll go through that anyway. But you should know where along the Google Classroom that you need to start each session, because it's all in order. Okay, so that's it. All right. I hope you enjoy the term. This takes us all the way to Christmas. So first session is power of social media and social media and you and digital safety. So quite an interesting one to start with. All right. Speak to you soon, guys. Cheers. Bye.